Hello everyone, this is the first video in my new series, How I Made This, showing you every step of my video making process from scripting, storyboarding, animation, all the way to editing and adding sound effects. The playlist for this series, along with any relevant links and software recommendations, will be in the description. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when the next video drops, and I hope you enjoy the video. Now, I like to keep all my ideas and notes organised in a sketchbook that I can take with me if I'm visiting friends or travelling. I tend to lose digital files, so a physical sketchbook is great for me, and I get to decorate the cover, which makes it easier to know what's in it. I like to leave the first page blank so I can create a content page later on when the sketchbook starts to fill up. Now, if I don't have an idea, I like to start out with a mind map, choosing a topic or theme like work or school, and branch out from there. Choosing different topics from that mind map to take further will often spark other ideas, so I'll write those down as well so I can come back to them later. Now, the topic I chose was all about networking. I have some particularly cringe-worthy memories I thought would be fun to animate, so I started making notes. I like to include potential titles on the page, short descriptions of what happened, the people that I met, or lines and quotes from the traumatic night in question. A timeline usually helps me structure the story as well. Once I've got those down, I like to make thumbnails and character sketches for expressions, poses, or compositions I want to use. There might be background sketches or notes on a colour palette for a character or scene. For Ghost Stories Part 3, I stuck to mostly darker tones of blue and purple, while with this project I think I want to make it a bit more fun and choose some brighter palettes. I'll finalise colour choices later on in the process because at this stage nothing is set in stone, nor is it neat or tidy. As long as I understand what I've written or drawn, I can come back to it later and know what to include in the animation. When I have absolutely everything relevant to my idea down, I'll move on to the script, which is basically the project in written form, and for this I use Google Docs, which is free. Using my sketchbook notes, I'll start out with a list of bullet points, which I'll then turn into their own paragraphs. At this stage, I'll write a lot, and it will be a lot of rambling and sometimes a pure stream of conscious nonsense. But the first draft only has to be finished, not perfect. As I go through, I'll switch up the order of the paragraphs, delete, rewrite, act it out if I need to make things clearer, or add in directions for how something should be said until I'm happy with my first draft. This stage can take me anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of days. I'll go through my first draft a lot, read it out loud to myself, to my family, to my friends, and rewrite it at least half a dozen times to make sure it flows nicely. My goal for writing a script like this is that it's easy to understand and that I would enjoy watching this video myself. I found that if I'm enjoying a project, not only is it more likely to be finished, but I think you can also tell when someone had fun animating because the end result is usually a lot better in terms of quality. So for the layout, everyone has different ways of writing scripts. I tend to keep mine simple, using brackets or highlighting and writing things in bold to add in notes about the scene, where the camera is, where the character is, their pose, expressions, or mood. If a character has a line of dialogue, I'll include notes on how I want them to say it, which is helpful for anyone who's helping me voice lines for the video. Now, this is what the finished Ghost Stories Part 3 script looked like, and for comparison, here is an example of a properly formatted script from the BBC Script Library. They've got a ton of examples if you want to check that out, and I've put a link in the description for you. I really enjoy scripting, but for me there is a lot of pressure on getting this part right, as it's the foundation for the rest of the animation. I can make changes to the script later on in the project, but that might mean re-recording the audio, retiming everything, or even cutting scenes from the animation which is already complete, and if you've ever had to do it yourself, you'll know it's painful to get rid of something that you've already spent so much time on. Now, once I've gone through about 2 or 3 drafts of my script on my own, I'll then send it to some friends for feedback. A fresh perspective is great because my friends might spot mistakes or have suggestions on how I can improve the flow of the story, the wording, or have adjustments for the jokes I've put in. Though if I can make myself laugh and my friends, that's a good indicator of whether I should keep it in there. Now this was part 1 in the How I Made This series. I hope you found this helpful. The next video is going to be all about how I record the audio for my animation, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications for more animations and tutorials from me, and I'll be back with another video real soon. Bye!